60 Minutes trying to get on the Whistleblower game like Project Veritas. But is it a fantastic story that makes you go, oh my gosh, tell me more? Or is it just another dud from a boomer show? Find out on the Derek O'Shea Show. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show, where we discuss culture, news, politics, and more. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to tell your friends and family about the revolution. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Derek O'Shea Show. Honestly, it means so much to me that you take time out of your day to listen to me. Seriously, it really does. I want to give a special shout out to a new follower on my support me, buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. That's buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. Thank you so much, Stacy, for giving to the show. It means so much to me. I'm a one-man show, and I hope one day this blows up. I saw YouTube take down a comment of somebody saying nice things about hoping I blow up, not like the Taliban, which was funny, but YouTube took that comment down. If there's ever a comment that you put out and I don't respond to, and you think it's maybe a little inflammatory, I didn't take it down, and I'm not responding to it. It's Facebook, YouTube, etc. that takes it down for me before I'm even allowed to respond, even though sometimes I see these things. It's so hilarious. If you want to call in or text me to the show, you can call in at 720-727-7572. Call in, leave me a message, text me, whatever. Ask me any questions. I hope you guys are enjoying this show. I really do, because I put a lot of time to it and thought into it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. But everyone is talking about this 60 Minutes segment. And I'm just like, I've never watched a 60-minute segment in my entire life. It's not something I grew up doing. Let me know if you ever watch 60 Minutes. I just feel like when I think of 60 Minutes, I think of like my grandparents. They love that 60 Minutes, that tick, 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 tick. At this time on 60 Minutes, tick, 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 tick. I'm just like, I never got into the show and I never cared. But anyways, we have a quote-unquote whistleblower segment that is making waves on every leftist platform, because there's this weird phenomenon that happened in the last 5 to 10 years, in the last 2 years maybe, where liberals decided they no longer want to be like liberal and free. They actually want draconian laws and crack down on things, and misinformation being taken down, and freedom of speech to be looked at for our safety, for the betterment of humankind, as they say. But let's get into this interview, because it's always important to not just listen to somebody talk about a segment, but actually hear from the horse's mouth what everyone's referring to. So you yourself, like a decent human being, can come up with a conclusion yourself. Imagine that. Of course, the society and, the president and people of that party don't think you're smart enough to think for yourself, but I do. Even if you come up with something completely dumb, it's okay, because it's part of growing, isn't it? Isn't it okay to mess up every once in a while? Nah. Let's get into the story.
Frances Haugen told us she was recruited by Facebook in 2019. She says she agreed to take the job only if she could work against misinformation.
I just had to stop it. I just don't like this person. I would never be friends with somebody that's like, I'm going to work at Facebook and I'm going to be against misinformation. What is Facebook exactly that you're working against misinformation? Because my view is social media, Facebook, and stuff like that. It's like being in a neighborhood full of people. Everyone has different views. Everyone's going to say dumb stuff. Sometimes share things that aren't completely true. Every one of us has seen a video or a picture and went, "Oh my gosh, that's insane!" Share. Oh, it's not real. Crap. Maybe you're perfect. I don't know. I definitely, when I was younger on Facebook and stuff, I would share things or think things were true that actually weren't true at all. But Facebook is not a news site. If it was a news site, then people like her, I could applaud. Because you know what? You should be held to a higher standard and produce and put out information that is factually true. You could have people on CNN and Fox News that actually, hear me out, that actually fact check their reporters to make sure their information is true. Imagine that. I'm okay with stopping this misinformation if that's the idea of it. But of course it's not. It's about fact checking you and me, the average everyday people, the non-experts. We're not experts in our field. Therefore, we should be fact checked. And that's the problem I have with it, because it cracks down on everyday conversations and people. And it allows people in these major cities to dictate how you and me talk for the rest of our lives and communicate to each other. But ultimately, I think it'll just destroy Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that anyways, because people aren't going to want to go on a website where they feel like they can't express themselves. I don't understand why these leftists don't understand that. There'll be another website where people feel like they're more free to have conversations with one another once that gets completely bought in, and then they won't be used anymore. But let's continue the story. What everyone's talking about, this whistleblower.
Work against misinformation because she had lost a friend to online conspiracy theories.
Shut up. I just struggle to believe that. I just struggled to believe that. So it's, when you hear a story that's just too much on the nose. I've lost a friend to online conspiracy. No. Your friend was diving into conspiracy theories, or just maybe some truth, or whatever you want to call it as a conspiracy theory. And you decided that you didn't want to be friends with him because of some kind of moral stance you have against her. That's what actually happened. Let's be honest. Because that her friend didn't walk away. It's always the left that says, I'm going to not be friends with my dad anymore because my dad is down this. Or I've seen Twitter things on Twitter. It's like, I can no longer talk to my son because he's talking about these things. Now, we have such a weird society where we're craving, the people on the left are craving to be told how to think and what to do. And just give me a job. I don't care. I just want free healthcare. I want a free house. I want affordable housing. Just tell me what car I should drive. I don't like this idea of freedom. It's too messy. It's too much responsibility. And so they're so much quicker to give up the responsibility of, doing your own research or being held accountable for things that you do. They hate that responsibility so much that they give it up. They want someone else to control what they think and how they feel. Let's keep listening to this whistleblower. I just can't tell if this is real or not. This is how bad our media has become, where I'm just listening to a story and I'm like, really? You're a misinformation person and you stopped talking to a friend over misinformation? Okay.
Conspiracy theories.
I never wanted anyone to feel the pain that I had felt. And I had seen how high the stakes were in terms of making sure there was high quality information on Facebook.
At headquarters, she was assigned to
What are the stakes? Huh? Conspiracy theories ramp up and get crazier and crazier because of people like you. People that shut down information, shut down speech, and are told people they're not allowed to talk about something. So it creates something in people's brain, even in my brain. I have it, and I'm sure we all have it, where it's like, if you're told you can't think or can't look into something, it makes you want to do it. It makes you want to go there. It makes you wonder, why aren't they allowing me to even think about these things? These people are supposed to be smart. These people are supposed to be thoughtful. Billionaires, rich, went to Harvard, professors, bastions of society, the smartest and brightest people. People you can meet at the Met Gala. Have you ever been to the Met Gala? I have, and it's a fantastic and wonderful time. It doesn't make any sense. Let's keep listening.
Civic Integrity, which worked on risks to elections, including misinformation. But after this past election, there was a turning point.
They told
Joe Biden was elected, and all hell broke loose. Oh, sorry.
us, we're dissolving Civic Integrity. Like, they basically said, oh, good, we made it through the election. There wasn't riots. We can get rid of Civic Integrity.
Right. I mean, remember those Black Lives Matter things or whatever? That Summer of Love? There was no riots. nobody was colluding on our platform to start those riots. I mean, they weren't riots. They were just like mostly peaceful. Remember that word? Fantastic. I know it destroyed cities, and then this insurrection came, and people like broke windows and stuff, and then shoved cops and stuff and it was way more intense than all these people that died all the summer long, and these cities that were completely taken over by people and had these autonomous zones. That's different. That's not an insurrection. It's different. And also, it's not so serious. But let's continue down this totally tribalistic bias viewpoint of what misinformation is.
For civic integrity now. Fast forward a couple months, we got the insurrection. And when they got rid of civic integrity, it was the moment where I was like, I don't trust that they're willing to actually invest what needs to be invested to keep Facebook from being dangerous.
Facebook says the work of
I say this all the time. With freedom, there's always danger. But so is with aggressive safety measures. You're going to have danger in your life for the rest of your life. You are not promised tomorrow. I feel like we saw this over the COVID-19, like during the pandemic. People were losing their minds at the thought of them dying. You are going to die. I don't know when, but you have to live like you're going to die tomorrow. You have to do things in your life that makes you okay with that reality, because it could be a reality. People die all the time. There's this weird sentiment of people thinking they can just live forever and be free, and be as long as they keep all these safety measures in their life, they can just be free from death. Death is coming for us all. Part of me, when I think that way, it frees me in the moment to do what I want to actually do rather than what I feel like I should do. You know what I mean? Like, live how you want to live. Be nice to people that maybe not deserve it, because what if you die tomorrow and that thing you said could change their life forever? I don't know. Let's keep listening. I need to be told how to think. Thank you.
The work of Civic Integrity was distributed to other units.
So, this is the whistleblower story being blown out everywhere about how they need, and you're seeing it on CNN, you're seeing it on, I saw it on CNBC, I've seen it on, lots of leftist platforms. They're crying out for a good way of doing the internet, a good way of doing social media, and that includes crackdown on freedom. And they're already doing it. This idea that like you can just go on and say whatever you want is so insane. But it only goes to the on the left. It's okay for them. It's okay for the left to follow people into a bathroom and videotape them, even though it's totally illegal. And it's not a big deal. It's just like following you in the bathroom to take a dump. It's like, whatever, dude. You're allowed to do that on Facebook, Twitter. You're allowed to be, a leader of the Taliban. You're allowed to, cut off people's heads or whatever. That's fine. But I swear to God, if you say ivermectin, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind and everything is going to die. Okay? And all hell's going to break loose and we're going to get rid of your channel for what you just said. You said the IVM word. Don't say it. But the Taliban, that's fine. We'll suspend him every once in a while, but we'll keep him on the platform. Don't let that dangerous Donald Trump on the platform. He could be saying mean tweets. He could be tweeting while he's taking a dump. We don't want that. That's bad. That's bad speech. We want good speech, like the Taliban. They're putting out good stuff. Hey, they're turning a new page. We live in this... I wish that conservatives, libertarians, smart liberals, when I say smart, I mean people that want freedom of speech, would start a platform and just buy into it, and then we all just go there. But we're stuck in these few platforms because we refuse to go fully engaged into one other platform. So I have a Rumble. I go live on there, but Rumble isn't YouTube. It'll never be YouTube. I love the idea of Rumble. I think it's great, but there's just way too much of a buy-in for YouTube. So I want to know your thoughts on this. I want to know your thoughts on even the media. This story is so on point that it makes me feel like it's not even real. But it also makes me feel, it shows you the direction of what they want. They want more crackdown on freedom of speech. And they'll use words like misinformation for your safety, dangerous, whatever word sparks an emotional response out of you. They'll find that word and they'll use it over and over and over again to the point where even, and maybe me or you will just be having a conversation and we'll just throw out a word like misinformation, which we've never said in our entire life. But now we're saying it because they've used it so much that it's just in your brain. You're just like, yeah, Frank, he's always talking, just spreading misinformation. Oh God, why did I say that? It's like I've caught myself sometimes saying the science and I'm just like, oh, I freaking hate myself. Why did I say the science? I want to punch myself in the face. They're not following even when I'm mocking somebody, like they're not following the science. I'm like, don't even say it. As soon as you allow the vocabulary and penetrate your brain, it just becomes part of you, and then you start to accept it. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, misinformation, this is science. These are all good things. So what am I saying wrong here? I want to know your thoughts on this because I hate how much the society and 60 Minutes and people like her are just so excited about stopping misinformation, because who is in charge of the misinformation? It's whoever's in power. And they bring that bias. Because what we get from postmodern ideology is that my truth, my bias, my community of people, we have a truth, and we bring that truth to the world. So, and it's based on the community, it's based on how I feel, it's based on some realities in the community. And so she feels like her truth is the only truth, and she wants to bring that truth there and create call things misinformation that don't correspond, aren't allowed in her community of thought. So that's where I have a problem with it, because then we have these little bubbles that we continue to create. We're creating bubbles and we're creating more division than ever before. I mean, you've seen those F Joe Biden chants everywhere. I've never seen that in a football game, a political chant. We're more divided than we've ever been before. And this kind of stuff that's promoted continues to divide us instead of actually engaging in conversation, which is such a stupid thought, but it's controversial and crazy to say that I want to talk to the leftists. I want to talk to this people. I would love to have somebody from Antifa on my show. I would love to have all kinds of people on my show because I don't care. I see you as a human, and I see you as frail and think dumb things like I think dumb things, and see you that how much of a screw up you are, just how much I've screwed up in my life, because I have empathy towards everyone. And the times that I don't have empathy is sometimes that I need to check my own heart and check my own mind of like, how do I view, what makes me think that I'm better than that person? Because I'm not. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. I'm genuinely curious on your thoughts of misinformation and if it should be taken down. Because again, if this is about a news, she worked on MSNBC. She was in charge of misinformation. Great. Clap that. Fantastic. You're a fact checker. I love that they're actually even doing that. Of course, that's not actually reality. She wants to fact check you and Mai's conversation. Can you imagine her in your home? Just like you're talking to your wife or husband, you're talking to your friend, and you just say something and they're like, meh, fact check, wrong. I just don't understand that. Let me know your thoughts below. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next episode of the Derek O'Shea Show.